Hey guys, what's going on? So today I'm going to be sharing some tips and advice for high school juniors. So if you are going into your junior year, this is something that I've been told and that I've actually experienced is that junior year is going to be a lot harder than sophomore year or freshman year. Usually it's because of the workload. Like, I certainly was more stressed junior year because of the workload, but it's also like you gotta start thinking about what you're going to do after high school, because literally you are halfway done with high school. So yeah, you have to start thinking about whether you want to go to the university or you want to join the workforce or go into the military. Like, start thinking about those things now, especially since senior year will probably be even more stressful. So yeah, definitely start thinking about those things now. Okay, so you also have to start taking your SAT or ACT, and actually I would recommend taking both at first. That way you get a feel for which one you like better. I personally like the SAT better, and my sister liked the ACT better. So you really gotta try it out for yourself to see which one you like better, and definitely start taking those exams now and try to have them done before senior year, because otherwise your senior year, when you're like applying for university and stuff, it's going to be a lot more stressful for you to be taking those exams then. Also, make sure that you sign up early for your exams, your SAT or your ACT, because you do not want to be paying the late fee, which is like $75, at least when I remember it. So do not do that to yourself. Don't waste even more money just because you had to sign up late. Like, sign up early, get it done. And I know like the hardest thing about the SAT or the ACT is actually studying for those exams. So a tip that someone told my class, and a tip that I actually followed, was that the best way to study for any of those exams is to take a bunch of those practice tests. So get like a book if you need a book, or like if there's a website that gives a bunch of SAT practice tests, make sure that you go through them. A lot of the times when you are taking the SAT or the ACT, you run out of time and then you end up like bubbling in random answers. It will save you a lot if you can practice like finishing on time, and that way you also get to know like the SAT kind of questions. Like, you start figuring things out a little bit. So that definitely helps, so I highly recommend you try that if you need help. Also, junior year is when you can take the PSAT again in order to qualify for the National Merit Scholarship. Now, it's not required from what I know. I certainly wasn't required to do it, but I think it's just good to do it anyway, because even if you don't think that you're going to get the National Merit Scholarship, it is a good practice for you to go through the SAT all over again before maybe you take an SAT right after the PSAT, you know? So like, it's better to get that extra practice in. Okay, so next thing, do your best this year, because your grades this year really do matter for applying to colleges or universities. So you'll be applying for a college or university during your senior year, but they get like the transcript that is sent is everything that you've completed, all the semesters completed by junior year. So that's really the GPA that they're going to look at and all the grades that they're going to look at. If you haven't done as well in your sophomore or freshman year, if you increase your grade during junior year, that is a good thing. The colleges will see that you're trying to improve your grades, and that might even give you a better chance at getting accepted into those colleges. Next thing is, definitely, if you can, try to get leadership positions in a club or sports, like something like that. Like, try to get some involvement in extracurricular activities. That being said though, don't overwhelm yourself. Don't join like 5 clubs and then not be able to handle all of those clubs and your schoolwork on top of it. You are going to burn yourself out if you try joining so many clubs or try being leaders of so many clubs. So definitely do try to get leadership positions, but just know your limits. Know that you're probably going to get burned out if you join like a lot more than you have time for. So please don't burn yourself out. I know it's something that a lot of people tend to do, and it's like you do it without realizing it. You're like, oh, I think I have a lot of time, and then it ends up that you're doing like pulling all-nighters to do your homework. Like, don't do that. And if you have to, then you can even quit some extracurricular activities. And I know that seems kind of like not such a good thing, but if you are really struggling or really like stressed and you just are feeling like ultimate burnout, don't run yourself down over extracurricular activities, okay? Okay, so if you haven't already, and I mentioned this in my sophomore year video, I think, is that you need to start looking at universities that you want to apply to. So I highly recommend like narrowing down like what universities you are actually thinking about applying to, and even start taking tours during your junior year. That's when I started doing like the university tours and actually do the tours. Like I know that they have online tours, and I know given the current situations that's probably what most people are gonna have to do, but if you have the opportunity, definitely go take a tour in person. It just gives you a better feel for the campus and like the overall like vibe of the place, and you really get to see whether you're gonna like it or not. And that is extremely important since you're gonna be there for probably the next 4 years. So really do try to tour a university, at least your like top choice university, you know? So I know all the stuff that I said so far is hugely like academic and like thinking about colleges and universities, but it is also important to give yourself a break from school. So I highly recommend going to homecoming if you haven't already, or going to prom if you have the opportunity, because it's just such a good reliever to not have to think about schoolwork. And these events that you can go to, like football games or things like that, it just takes your mind off of it and honestly makes you feel so much better. So yeah, definitely if you haven't already, go to homecoming, go to prom, go to like the pep rallies, like go have fun. Okay guys, so that's all the tips and advice that I have for high school juniors. If you are a current sophomore or freshman watching this video, I'm actually making this a series. So I have made some tips and advice videos for freshmen and sophomores that I'll link down in the description below. If you find these tips and advice insightful or helpful, give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more advice videos, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye guys. Okay, I probably should not say that. So highlight the God, I feel so cringy. They're mowing grass. Oh, I don't know, I felt like that was cringy. I don't like that, you know?